Hello Curlies, it's Mary. Today's video is going to be a review of a hair tool. So, everyone and their mother has been trying out straightening brushes and I decided to try it out on my hair. Now this hair here is flat ironed, but before I flat ironed it, I did actually use the straightening brush. I decided to use it on blow dried hair for a number of reasons. Even though this tool is in the form of a brush, it doesn't look like it was intended to actually brush through the hair. Even if I wanted to, the type of hair that I have doesn't easily get brushed through. So I thought that the best thing to do would be to test out its so-called straightening claim or ability. And usually in my straightening process, I start off by blow drying my hair and then I use a flat iron to straighten. So I decided that what I would do would be just to compare it to what my flat iron would normally do and just see how it performs. Also, I wanted to make sure that any tangles or knots were out of my hair before I started using this straightening brush, because I just didn't want to risk getting a ton of knots and tangles in my hair. So just to briefly show you the straightening brush, this straightening brush is the Showliss Pro by Showliss, and as you can see, it is black. And I'll show you something that is not shown in the clips. It has a very long cord, which is the best for heat tools, because you know when you just need it to stretch to that socket that's just so far away. Yeah, so just a heads up, I will be leaving 2 links below in the description box to where you can buy this straightening brush if you might be interested in buying it. I bought this with my own money. It wasn't sent to me or anything like that. I just decided that I want to try it out, so this is the one that I decided to try. So that's enough of an intro to this video. If you do enjoy this video, then please do not forget to give me a big thumbs up. Also, don't forget to hit the red subscribe button below the video, and I hope that you enjoy my demo and review. Stay tuned. So as mentioned before, my hair had been blow dried. If you'd like to see the whole process, then you can click the link in the little eye on the top right of the screen. But this is just to show you what level of straightness my hair was in before I actually used the straightening brush. And also please excuse my ends because I'm aware that they needed a little trim, which I did give them a little later on. So here I'm just giving you a quick close-up of the straightening brush. This is what it looks like from the back. You have the name and label, and then these are the controls. I literally just took it out of the box. You can see the controls were covered in plastic. And when you switch it on, the first thing that comes on is a little screen that shows you the temperature, and you can see that the little lights are lighting up. That means it's heating up. And the temperature goes up in increments of 10 degrees each time you press the up or down button. So it starts off at 180 degrees Celsius and the maximum temperature is 230 degrees Celsius. This is one of the reasons why I bought this brush, because I really wanted to be able to control the amount of heat that was being applied to my hair. So I'm just showing you here, you can see the pink parts of the tool. Those are actually rubberized, and then the teeth on the outside are made of plastic. And I'm just showing you the actual plate that's on the base. That's the only heated part of the tool. So of course I started by tying my hair up and just leaving the back out, and I decided to straighten my hair on the maximum temperature, which is 230 degrees Celsius. I know that that doesn't work for everybody, but it does work for me. So at this point I could actually feel the heat coming off the brush, so I could tell that it was really heated up to the maximum. So what I did was I started off with applying the brush to the middle of my hair and going towards the ends. I just wanted to make sure that there were no knots or tangles towards the end of my hair, and that seemed to work pretty well for the first go. So then I started to apply it towards the roots of my hair. Now, because of the way that the tool is designed, it actually means that you can get to your roots quite easily without burning yourself or burning your scalp. And as you can see, I was quite impressed with my first couple of passes. My hair was not bone straight at all, but it was straighter than before. And here I'm just showing you how easy it is to actually get to the roots of your hair at the back with the brush. So I found it really easy to use, and these are the results for the back of my hair. And here I'm just showing you what it looked like as I went through my hair going towards the front. Again, I'm just starting off from the middle of my hair going towards the ends. And then what I started to do was actually apply the straightening brush to the underside of my hair, just to make sure that both sides of my hair had some heat applied to them. And then when I was satisfied with the mid to ends of my hair, then I went into the roots just for 1 or 2 passes. One particular thing I did enjoy from the straightening brush was just the shine that it added to my hair after I'd used it. And I'm just showing you the ends of my hair at this point. My ends were straightened slightly, but they were definitely not bone straight, and yes, I was going to trim them a little later, but I just wanted to show you a close-up just so you can see what the final results were for the ends of my hair. Now going to the roots, I'm just showing you that just with 1 or 2 passes of the brush, this is how straight my roots came out. Again, not bone straight, but definitely straighter than before. For this particular section of hair, I decided that I would split it into 2. So I'm just showing you sort of the size of section that the brush seems to be able to handle. It does seem to be able to handle fairly dense hair. So if you've got hair that's quite thick, I think it should cope pretty well. But obviously not too thick, because that can affect how much straightening each section gets. So the brush actually straightened my roots like this with only 1 pass, and you can see my reaction here. Yes, I was shocked. I was totally shocked. Now I do think in order to achieve the best results on your hair with this brush, you do have to move fairly slowly. I don't think you have to necessarily go as slowly as you would with a flat iron, but I did notice that if you took your time and just did fewer passes, that it actually meant that you got better results. And yes, my hair was hot, so hence the reason why my face was like that. So just be aware that if you are concerned about heat damage, that this brush really does heat up quite high. So just be sure to use a lower temperature if that's something that you're concerned about. So I found for my hair that what worked the best was to actually have wide but fairly thin sections of hair. So you can see that I'm going through sort of in a row by row type fashion in order to straighten my hair with the brush. But having said that, the sections don't need to be as small as you would use with a flat iron. So for example, here you can see that this section is fairly wide. I wouldn't normally try to flat iron a section that was that wide, but with the straightening brush it actually becomes a lot easier to do. Now the whole straightening process with this brush was 40 minutes. I was majorly impressed by that alone. So for the next set of clips, I'm just showing you the comparison between my blow dried hair and the results with the straightening brush. So you can see here that my hair was definitely a lot flatter and a lot straighter after having used the brush. And here I'm just showing you again where my hair has been blow dried, just the level of thickness and the level of volume that I had in my hair after I had blow dried my hair, and then after using the straightening brush, how my hair looked afterwards. So you can see that my hair was sleeker and had less volume, and also that the comb passed through a lot more easily. So as you can probably tell, I was very impressed with the level of lightness and movement in my hair, and also with the shine on my hair. Now I will say this straightening brush does not straighten in the same way that a flat iron does, which I'm actually going to show you in the very next clip. So here you can see I have flat ironed half of my hair in this clip, and then the side that I'm now combing down is the side that has only been done with the straightening brush. So you can see there is a difference in terms of sleekness of the hair. So again, this is before using the flat iron, so this is just with the straightening brush alone. And of course the flat iron does give an extra level of straightness, sleekness, movement and body to the hair. So in summary, I feel like the heated straightening brush definitely does more than what just a blow dryer alone would do, but it does less than what a flat iron does. So if you're looking for a result that's somewhere in between the two, then I would say it's definitely a good tool to use. I think that if you're going to want a ultra sleek, completely bone straight look, then using a blow dryer plus a flat iron would be the way to go. But if you are looking for a quick way of getting your hair straight and you're not too fussed about ultra sleekness or straightness, then you could definitely use a blow dryer with a pick and just blow your hair out really quickly, and then use a straightening brush afterwards. It would give you really lovely results. So my final mark out of 10 for this brush is a 7, and I will definitely be using it again because I really enjoyed the results that it gave me. So thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate you so much for giving me a thumbs up if you would like to. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, you can click on the circle in the center of the screen, and you can also click on either of the videos on the screen if you would like to see more from me. Until next time, curlies, I will see you soon in the next video. Take care.